Okay, slightly different video for you today. Hiring. So depending on where you're at, you might be watching this video a little bit early. Um, on the flip of that, we often say to hire early because it's one of the things that you can outsource with an automation agency. There is literally no way to scale it without hiring people. Like, I'm sorry, even if you just have a VA, there's going to be stuff that you want to outsource like as soon as possible. So, hiring early the second you've got some cash flow in is key, or in the time being, using other people around that to kind of help with that process. So I'm going to run through a couple of different ways that we've hired, what the process looks like, and what we've seen work, what we've seen not work. So Fiverr is great for cold calling people. It's great for kind of like finding people that are doers, and it's probably actually better for those like one-off projects. So if you've got a VA or a job that a VA could do, this is 100% something platform that you should be looking at because they will basically be able to help with that process. Um, we will go through and DM all of them to apply off platform, especially on Fiverr. I know that's against all of their rules, so Fiverr, please don't shout at me. But like I'm not interested in doing it through Fiverr. Like I want these people to end up working full time for me. And in fact, just so I don't forget, wherever we hire from, if it's Upwork or wherever, we will try and get people off platform because it means there's more money in it for them. And at the end of the day, people want to be making more money and keeping more of their own money that they work for. We had a VA that was working through Upwork, and a agency that had placed them there was getting a percentage of her wage. So she was actually on like a fraction of what we were paying her. So instead of us giving her a pay rise, which we wanted to do because she's been amazing, we've just said, let's just pay you a salary. So she now works, she actually works like 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. She's amazing. She's a complete superstar. Um, so yeah, that's what we do is take people off platform once we've got them good. The next one is we'll just jump over to Upwork. Upwork's amazing. It can get you some really good third world talent and even kind of like first world talent. Um, we're always a bit skeptical with that. You want to be careful with how you're pricing this. Like if you put you're happy for take like $10 to $20. Funnily enough, everybody else will go on the top end other than this guy who's in India and has never done any work before. Um, is well worth having a look through and like doing some due diligence in them. Just because they haven't done any work doesn't mean that they're crap. We have hired some really good people who have never had a job on Upwork before and have just done work elsewhere. So you just want to take your time to actually go through these and be like, look, okay, but especially if you're automation builders, like you want examples. The second if you get on one of these Loom videos, I always ask for a Loom run through. Oh, here you go. And the second you go through that and you see that modules aren't connected and things aren't actually built out properly, you can just look at that in like 5 minutes and just be like, don't waste my time. Um, they're the new people and you can smell them from a mile off. The best people I have hired for automation builders by a mile, and no exceptions to this rule, is the fact that they have had some coding or development background in the past. They always outperform everybody else who we've ever hired ever. So that's just a factor to think about when you're going through the process. Um, we also will basically get people to apply and then speak to them. If we are doing a certain job and we want people to speak to clients or be customer facing or anything like that, we will send people a questionnaire of stuff that they fill out so we can have all of the data in one spot so we can just go through and look at what questions they had for us, how quickly can they start, um, have you done it before, and so on. So you can kind of like go through and get feels for other things. So we do like a pre-screening of like, okay, Adam's great. I'm happy with him. He's the right kind of budget and stuff like that. Really, nobody should be applying that's the wrong budget. I just set a VA to set this job up and they did it wrong. But anyway, so they're just kind of fine. Anyway, so you shouldn't ever be getting somebody who's applying for like $50 an hour. In fact, I haven't got anybody who's applied for $50 an hour. We just put the cap at 25, I think. So everyone's bidded on the higher end of it. Yeah, like this. Um, so yeah, it's just a factor to think about. But you want to be scanning through it. Okay, this guy's had zero experience. Okay, what could he do that's better? Da, 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 da. And we can be quite clever with it as we go through the process. Um, then once we've got those people, we will message every single one of them saying, "Hi, would you be interested in X, Y, and Z?" And that's always worth a go. The other thing with these jobs is you can invite people to them, and that is well worth doing because you can basically hand select people you think will be interested. Like this guy on bloody hell, there's no way anybody's paid him. Anyway, um, so like this guy's done really well. He's $10 an hour. He's a Zapier expert. He's like 100% job success, earned money. Like that's somebody who would be well worth inviting to the job. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Um, Instead of an invite, just like that. This guy, 1,000 earned, not bad. But you can basically go through and basically hand select who gets moved over. The other little cheat code, which we have been doing recently, is we've got a LinkedIn Recruiter account. I am blown away by how good LinkedIn Recruiter is. Um, I think so. I'm in Russia. Excellent. Um, awesome. So let's have a look at. So we had hundreds of people apply back for these jobs. Having loads of conversations with like really, really good, talented people. As you can see, I've got loads of messages that I'm waiting to get back to. Um, and you basically just get people apply, and then you can have a conversation with them. Is it worth £1,000 a month? No, probably not. We're aggressively hiring at the minute, so for us, it's been an absolute godsend. I don't know how we would have done this without. However, you can make like $30 listings on LinkedIn, and they will give you like a mini LinkedIn recruiter, so you can list one job. Um, and that's well worth doing. And once again, you can do the same kind of thing. You can invite people who you think would be a good fit, and you can invite people who you think would be a good fit that haven't even applied for the job and are actually in a job, because some of the best talent, especially when it comes to sales reps, which I think there's a separate video on anyway, but I'll touch on that lightly now. When you're targeting sales reps, it's really easy to get in front of people and like try and poach people's sales reps because chances are they're not 100% happy or they've always got one eye on like the grass is greener. This offer's really hard because that's why I haven't closed as much. And actually, probably if they've reflected on themselves, there's something that they can improve on. So that's always well worth looking at as well. But yeah, you can see we've had like 241 active candidates, 130, 193 people messaged, like, and plus another 113 applicants. Like, it's a lot of people that are interested in what we're selling, and I've got like 20 odd unread messages. So really powerful, and it's something that people kind of forget about in general. Um, so the only other thing I wanted to talk about is where to hire what. So one-off jobs, Fiverr. If you want a website building, Fiverr. If you want a lead list scraping and pulling, Fiverr. And quite often, if these people are good, you can then remove them out. Like video editing. So if you wanted to start doing YouTube videos and didn't want to edit them yourself, you could do boring ones like me and not change anything. Or you can go in and pay somebody to edit together a really cool, snappy video. Up to you. Um, then the LinkedIn help, LinkedIn recruiter, I would suggest for sales reps, managers, people that are going to be more customer facing and also kind of more important. I know it sounds terrible, but more important, because they're going to be the people that you want to be doing a good job, and um, you can hire all over the world. Like we've got a campaign at the minute for we're targeting the US for some outreach, and we want somebody who's able to answer the phone. So we're looking in Mexico. They're on the right time zone, they're cheaper than the people in the States, and actually will work harder. So, um, yeah, we're looking there. What else have we used for LinkedIn Recruiter? If you want talented people, so if you want somebody who can build automations, brilliant place to look. Um, Extremely powerful, works really well. If you want somebody who can build automations and never needs to be customer facing, probably Upwork will do the job. If you want cold calling team, Upwork will do the job. If you want a VA, Upwork will do the job. Like there's lots you can do around that for sure. So it's well worth looking at that. You've then got no, well that covers a lot. I'm trying to think if there's any others that don't fit into any of those categories. I don't think so. So yeah, just do that. Get people to fill out the questionnaire. Have a conversation with them. We sit down and speak to every single one of ours, regardless of what role they're filling, just because we want to make sure that they're going to represent the company. If it's a job like cold calling, it's a mass hire game. Like hire as many people as you can, plug them in, like just mitigate what risk you're giving them. So are you giving them access to your CRM? Do you want them to have editor access to your CRM? Like what other elements are there that's going on? My lights have just turned off. That's really helpful. But yeah, I hope that's helpful. Any questions, as always, let me know.